JBN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share the news with family and friends today. Now on to the news. 6 people injured in New Kingston Burger King explosion. 6 people are believed to have suffered injuries in an explosion at Burger King in New Kingston this morning. No fatalities have been reported. The update was provided by Jamaica Fire Brigade Commissioner Stuart Beckford while addressing the media Wednesday afternoon.
At approximately 10:36 this morning, we got a call of an explosion at the Burger King store. Upon our arrival here, we discovered that the building was extensively damaged. Windows blown out, doors blown out, and we also got information that approximately 6 members of staff would have sustained some degree of injuries and would have been taken to the hospital. We are not certain of their condition at this moment. We are in touch with the medical facility where they have been taken, and we are hoping to get an update as to their condition. What triggered this incident this morning is that the staff came in to work. They discovered that there was gas leaking, and so they called in the supplier to come and look at the cylinder. The supplier came in, recognized that there was a defective regulator. That was changed. The staff were given the green light to resume their activities. They went back into the store and, of course, resumed their activities. 10 minutes subsequent to that, there was a massive explosion. It is our belief that the explosion was due to a buildup of gas in the environment mixed with ambient air, and of course some naked flames would have been brought in terms of the lighting of a stove, and that would have triggered the explosion that we saw here. It's really unfortunate because there is always a protocol to be observed. The staff did what they needed to have done based on the information we have from the proprietor of the store, and so we are only hoping and praying that their conditions are not too serious or life-threatening, and that they will make a speedy recovery. So yes, Pizza Hut, their staff members would have experienced some amount of challenges. I think I was advised that at least 1 or 2 may have fainted based on the fumes that would have traversed their property.
Meanwhile, a Good Samaritan, Paul Brown, who escaped injuries during the blast, said at least 2 of the injured workers appear to have suffered serious injuries. According to him, you can literally see them skin and drop off.
Lucky it wasn't like in the 12 o'clock. If it was in the 12 o'clock, my God. All gone, I'm a vendor, I sell right at Burger King.
Okay, can you tell me what happened here based on what you saw this morning?
Just come to work and we were going in Burger King. I hear an explosion and the fragment shoved me out back.
Who shoved you out?
Fragment, no, your cars, but temperature, the gas shoved me out back.
Oh, you were going inside?
Yeah.
I actually lifted you out.
Yeah.
So you stumbled outside?
Yeah, I'm balanced back.
You almost fell?
Almost fell.
So what happened after?
Tell her, at the gas pan, I see people around some start help the Burger King girl them was around there, some start help them and draw them out. And
How much of them you pull out?
2 of them you draw.
2?
Yeah.
What were their injuries like?
I will tell you from a draw clean condition serious.
Describe what you look.
I want tall brown it's like his skin had drop off at them.
All across his body or on his all across, all over his body?
No, for them and them. Just dry him out and put him down and start help for the
What was the condition of that other person who you assisted?
Shiny woman, she don't really burn bad, I'm glad I hear them burn off. Yeah, but the management no, she burned really bad. Yeah.
When you say really bad, what describe for us?
Literally their skin like that drop off.
Which part on her body you saw this?
Her hand. Other workers, to see skin get burned up on her nose.
The store was just about to open or?
No, the store is open.
Were there customers?
Yeah, there was no customer there. was just a few customers. Lucky it wasn't like in the 12 o'clock. If it was in the 12 o'clock, my God.
Explosion, what was it like?
How you mean describe?
Was it trembling? The
Was
place
it like an earthquake?
Yeah, like
What
an
was
earthquake.
Was it very
That's what
loud?
Last broke out there. Yeah, it feel like an earthquake and I feel what you have.
How was you feeling at that point?
Well, I lucky.
Unidentified man shot and killed in Fraser's content. The St. Catherine North Police are investigating the fatal shooting of an unidentified man in Fraser's content on Tuesday. About 6:40 p.m., the deceased was reportedly in the community when a white Toyota Probox motorcar drove by. Shots were fired from the vehicle, hitting the man. He was assisted to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The Spanish Town Criminal Investigations Branch is investigating. Man's body found floating in Rio Grande. The Portland police are probing the death of a man whose body was found floating in the Rio Grande in the parish on Wednesday morning. The body is that of a Rasta man, whom residents have identified only by the alias Mikey, who is from the community of Windsor in the Rio Grande Valley of Portland. According to residents, the now deceased, who had complained Tuesday afternoon about not feeling well, went to the river to take a bath but was not seen after. It is understood that at about 11 a.m. Wednesday, a resident spotted a body floating in the river and raised an alarm. The police were alerted, and upon their arrival, the body was pulled from the water and was identified. The body was removed and taken to the morgue. Body of man swept away by floodwaters found. The body of the man was swept away by floodwaters on Tuesday has been found near Majestic Gardens in St. Andrew. He was one of two people who were washed into a gully in Content Drive off Malines Road in the parish during heavy rains. However, the other person, a woman, was later rescued by residents on Chesterfield Drive in Seaview Gardens. She was brought to the hospital for medical treatment. The deceased has been identified as 18-year-old Ray John Melbourne. According to authorities, Melbourne was assisting a woman to remove pigs from the gully when they were washed away. There was heavy rainfall in sections of Kingston and the St. Andrew when the incident occurred. Tufton rebukes MBJ airports. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has labelled as in poor taste what he has described as an attempt by the operator of Sangster International Airport to distance itself from the lack of an ambulance to attend to a recent emergency. Leroy Smith, 71, died after a failure near the baggage counter at the airport, and eyewitness alleged that officials at the airport were slow in providing assistance to the elderly man. The health minister, in a recorded response released late on Tuesday, asserted that MBJ Airports has a responsibility to its clients to ensure their safety.
They're attempting, it seems, to absolve themselves from responsibility to have an effective emergency response facility. It's in poor taste because it is insensitive to the grieving and the suffering that the deceased family members would be encountering at this point in time. This particular case, there was a private facility, health facility, that was contracted to provide that service. And I think if that is the case, then all the elements of that service should have been there, including, frankly speaking, an ambulance at the location, because of the risks that are involved in operating an international airport and the number of people that have to go back and forth and all the other moving parts. This clearly was not the case, and the airport operators should take the appropriate steps to correct this. Full stop. Any attempt at trying to move or push blame to someone else or indeed to the public health system is unfortunate and is wrong. As a government, myself as the Minister of Health and the Minister with responsibility for transport, Darrell Vaz, have been talking and need to continue the dialogue to respectfully, particularly to the grieving family members, try to bring some resolution to this issue in a way that does not see a reoccurrence where the issues around emergency response seems to have had gaps.
JPS confirms reduction in customer September bills. The Jamaica Public Service Company, JPSCO, has confirmed that customers will see a significant reduction in their electricity bills this month. JPS says this is due to a 34% reduction in the fuel charge component. The company says following disruptions caused by Hurricane Beryl and the subsequent stabilization of fuel variables, the fuel charges moved from $32.17 on August bills to $21.99 on September bills. There was outcry over the significant increases in the bills sent to JPS customers last month, including to customers in St. Elizabeth who had been without power for more than a month due to Hurricane Beryl. This prompted Energy Minister Darrell Vaz to announce that an investigation will be launched into the billing system of the light and power company. JPS said the increases were attributed to a higher cost of fuel and the devaluation of the Jamaican dollar. 3 candidates to contest Centre Northeast by-election. Director of Elections at the Electoral Office of Jamaica, UJ, Glospole Brown, says no major incidents were reported on nomination day in Northeast St. Ann. 3 candidates were nominated: Matthew Samuda, JLP, Chase Neal, UIC, and David Fritz Anderson, Independent.
Well, our assessment that it went fairly well. There was no incident that was reported to us. At the end of the exercise at 2 p.m., 3 persons were duly nominated to contest the election on September 30th. There are 1 independent, Mr. Anderson, and there's a representative of the UIC party, Mr. Neal, and from the Jamaica Labour Party will be Mr. Samuda. All 3 will now contest the election on the 30th of September. We will be ready. We're going to another phase. This phase now that we have the nominees, we begin to do the preparation of the ballot, the printing of the list, and putting the logistics in place, and all that needs to be done. And we have identified the polling stations already. There are only 146 polling stations in this constituency. On the voters list, you have 40,246 registered electors. So we are putting everything in place. Our county centre is already established. So we expect to have a smooth sailing on election day.
JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.